there's only so much that your partner can do for you, like, to make that feel better. My boyfriend does everything. He's amazing. He's fabulous. So when I met him, I weighed a lot less than I do now. And sometimes it's quite a scary thing to think about, of like, well, it's almost like I've tricked him into loving me and then gained a load of weight, and now he's kind of stuck with me. And he might not think I'm attractive anymore, but he's not going to say anything because he loves me.
Bed. Love.
Bed.
Bed.
Love.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Bed, love, beyond. Bed, love, beyond.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Bed Love Beyond, the podcast for the hopeful and the hater in us to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you who are also in limbo with love.
Like us.
I'm Martini.
I'm Jennifer. I wanted to say something different, but I couldn't find anything in the top of my head.
Okay.
Proceed.
And today's episode is episode 114. Is your self-body image affecting your relationship?
Yes.
All right. If you have a topic you want us to explore or have any questions you want to ask, you can write us at bedlovebeyond@gmail.com or text us at 201-862-8BED. That is 201-862-8233. And today we have a special guest. Oh, it is that special guest. The one guest. The super fan. She is so cool that she got a request to the royal wedding, and she's like, nah, I'm good. It is super fan Sam.
Hey guys.
Wow.
What's going on?
Where's that going?
Yeah.
I was like,
Chilling.
did you watch the royal wedding, Sam, or no?
I saw a bit of it because I was at a hen do this weekend and they had it on. But I probably wouldn't have put it on otherwise. But I'm glad I did because it was quite good. And the preacher was like hella awesome.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people were saying, that he did a very good sermon talking about like the power of love and all that stuff.
Love
Yeah, he was pretty cool. He was very opposite to what you would expect at the royal wedding, which I think was really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's cool. So yes, last time Sam was on episode 98, an international love affair. It was in February. So is there still are you still in love with us, Sam?
I'm definitely still in love with you guys.
Yay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Before we get into anything, before we even get into the daily dish, we have 3 questions for you. 1, are you a Yanny or are you a Laurel?
Oh my gosh, I hear both at the same time.
Okay, yeah, so do I. but it's more for me. It's more
Okay,
it's
so
more
Yanny's
Yanny.
the higher frequency and Laurel's the lower frequency. I'm like, why are people not getting this?
You're like, I don't get it. It's so
Yes.
easy.
Yes, and one other question that we have is: would you take your significant other's last name if you guys got married?
Oh, this is the Twitter poll. I've answered it already. Yeah, I would.
Oh, you would? Like no question. You wouldn't have to coerce you or anything like that.
No. I think partly because my surname now is just so ridiculous.
No. All right, that's cool. Okay. Oh, and the other one was well, I guess you answered the other one too. Like, if you guys didn't get married, and if you just had a child, what would the last name be?
It would be the
father's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you take when you were married before, did you take your ex-husband's last name?
Yeah.
Did you change it back already or no?
Well, kind of. Well, I never really changed it officially on any of my important documents to start with anyway.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I needed the original marriage certificate for all the visa stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And to change your passport and your driving license, you have to send the marriage certificate in the post.
Right.
And I was like, no.
See?
That's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I stayed my maiden name on like my passport and stuff, but I did change it on my bank details and my doctor, and I've not got around to changing that back yet.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right.
There's a picture that Michelle Obama posted of her and Obama at the wedding. Her and Barack. They're so cute. Sorry, that was off topic.
Okay. So, any daily dish, Jen?
Not really. Same shit, different toilet.
I've never heard that. That's hilarious.
Really? I'm still listening to the Bunny Ears podcast, and I put something on our bunny ear on our page, and it was a picture of Macaulay Culkin, and then it was girls, what's my weakness? And then it was a picture of Macaulay Culkin and my girl, and it said bees. So I replied Bunny Ears podcast, and I was like, I don't remember these lyrics. I was like, but check out Bunny Ears podcast. I really enjoyed their sex episode. Bunny Ears podcast has to come and collab with us, and Bunny Ears podcast liked the post. I was super amped. I was really geeked about it.
That's cool.
So Sam, Bunny Ears podcast, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's on iTunes and everything, but Bunny Ears podcast is Macaulay Culkin. Do you know who that is? The kid from Home Alone.
Yeah, the Home Alone.
Yeah, so it's him, the kid from Home Alone, and who's our cultural icon. I don't know, and his friend growing up, this guy Matt Cohen. And they both kind of just sit there and it just kind of reminds you of a conversation you have with your friends. They just talk about video games and comic books and music and whatever, and they'll have random people on, and I don't know, I really just enjoy listening to it. So I shouted them out, and they liked the post, and I just got all geeked about it. I was like, oh my gosh. But
that's how I feel. I was when you first replied to me, I was like, ah.
If they were FaceTiming with us, I'd be like, oh my god, Macaulay Culkin.
You need to get back to our secret guest.
Yeah.
Who hasn't replied to us. So.
I have to hit her up and be like, so.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to get into that. But what has been going on with you, Sam? It's been 3 months. 3 months, 16 episodes. So what is your daily dish? Your 7-course meal?
Not a lot has really happened that's been exciting to talk about. I've got exams now.
Mm-hmm.
So coming up to the end of my course. Still traveling to see the boyfriend.
Okay, good. So you guys are still together?
Yeah.
Okay, and how long has it been now?
So it was a year in April. So a year and a bit.
Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, good.
So, yeah, it's going good.
Things are going well?
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah. He's lovely.
He's lovely.
All right, cool. All right, nice. What else? Is there anything?
Your turn.
My turn? Oh, there's nothing. You know this, Sam. there's nothing going on.
I was kind of gutted, the last time you had Bridget on and she was talking about this guy that she fancies. I was like, God damn it. So I was like, hatching a plan. Bridget and Martini.
No.
Damn. I was right there with you with that. I was like,
What do you mean, It wasn't. Why would she and why would I be so coy about that?
No, it's not that. I just think that you guys vibe really well together, and maybe you're missing something that other people say. That's all.
No.
Okay, well, can't you just say thank you and that's it?
No.
Okay.
I overthink and explore. That's why you just shut things down, and hopefully it goes away. So no. And hello, I know I'm still friends with her ex. That'd be weird.
Yeah, but do you even talk to him that much?
No, sometimes.
See, not important.
Of course, it's important.
You're friends with the abusive one.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, she's.
Are you friends with?
Yeah, the abusive. Are you friends with the abusive boyfriend?
Oh yeah.
Martini.
I mean, we don't go out for tea and crumpets. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I not chill with him all the time. Like I'll shoot him a text every once in a while. Just hey, what's up? Because you have to understand. Like I knew him first before her. Like he introduced me to her. So like that's why. I mean, yeah, I'm more closer to Bridget than him. But you know, I'm like, hey, hope everything's okay. You know, and stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah. All right, so I guess we're gonna get into the topic.
Yeah, what's up?
All right, cool. So this topic, just like at the top of the episode where I say, you know, if anybody has a topic they want us to explore, and this was Sam's topic. So thank you for bringing this to our table. So why did you want to talk about this subject, Sam?
I would say it's not something that is necessarily spoken about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed really recently with all these movements of like equal pay, Time's Up, Me Too, and all that. I think it's been a really interesting time for women recently.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that is potentially being missed by like the mainstream media is issues of sort of weight and a lot of the negativity that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
From like other people, and how it does affect like how you feel and how you interact with people, and especially like in relationships, because sort of I know that a lot of people in our society, it's the best way to deal with their emotions. I find a lot of people are taught that you eat your emotions away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the classic thing of like, oh, you've just been dumped, let's get the tub of ice cream.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, so I think there's a lot of issues behind weight that I think is not being tackled.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all these like articles of like everyone's getting really, really fat and there's so much sugar in everything and so much fat in everything, and that's true. But I think one of the main things that's being ignored is sort of the mental health aspect behind it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought it might be an interesting thing to sort of talk about, and especially with sort of how my weight's affected my relationships. I just thought it'd be interesting to sort of delve into. So.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually, I never took it to that, you know, degree, but that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's definitely something that's like, I guess like an issue, because I think a lot of people don't, I mean, I don't know how things are there, but like in the States, like people say like, oh, you know, it's not fair that models like look like this, or, you know, that, you know, plus size models aren't really acknowledged, and that like people put out the body image of this is what you should look like, or whatever the case may be, and like young girls see that and like want to strive to be that. And then like if you have like plus size models, like what's the girl that you like, Ashley Graham. Like she's a plus size model, like she needs that title. Like I don't know why she can't just be considered like a model, like, oh, model Ashley Graham. Like, no, plus size model Ashley Graham. Like, okay, yeah. Like if she's plus size, like then damn, you know. Yeah. It's like, okay. So like I don't really know that, even though they like say that they've changed things. Like I was watching the new Deadpool movie just came out. This is all random stuff, but the new Deadpool movie just came out, and like there was a different like whole cast of characters in it, and one of the kids who plays, I don't know the comic book character's name, I'm not that nerdy, the guy with the like fire fists or whatever, he was played by like a chubby Indian kid. I think he was Indian. I'm probably just being like super racist right now. And then like Domino was played by like an African American woman. Whether or not she is in the comic books, I don't know, but she was. Oh, she's not. So okay, Martini's like shaking his head now. She kind of came out with the kid and said that, like, you know, Marvel's kind of taking a stand and saying that, you know, you could be a superhero no matter what shape, size, or color you are, and even though these characters are not necessarily true to who they were in the comic book, like they're putting them out as this in Marvel to kind of like spread acknowledgement that you could be anything and anyone and still be like a superhero, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
But if Marvel is like the only people who are doing that, you know, then we have a bigger problem. Because media kind of.
And I think also,
Go ahead.
like, Amy Schumer, there's that film that's coming out, I Feel Pretty.
Right.
And like this Rebel Wilson maybe representing, but I can't think of any film where the leading lady has been more than like model size.
Right.
And it's sort of
Amy Schumer's getting a lot of slack for that. I mean, now it's died down over here because it's out, and whether or not the movie did well, I don't know. But a lot of people were like mad of saying like how could she promote that, or you know.
Well, it was more so the way I'll tell you the truth. The trailer was pretty bad because you can perceive it very negatively because, you know, she knocks herself senseless and then she wakes up. She's like, "Oh my God, I feel pretty." So it's like, so they were mad as if to say, "Oh, you need to be, well, not dumb, but like, you need to, I don't know, like fool yourself into thinking that you already look good just by looking at yourself. Why does that need to happen? Why can't you just look good?"
Which is kind of like the same concept behind, they were saying, what the hell's that movie with Jack Black? And, oh my God.
Oh, and Cameron Diaz.
No, not Cameron Diaz. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Shallow Hal.
Shallow Hal.
Yeah, Shallow Hal.
They were saying that was the same concept behind Shallow Hal. Like, he had to be hypnotized to actually, like, see the beauty in people. And it's not about being hypnotized. It's maybe just about recognizing it. And maybe that's just the way they put the spin on the movie. I mean,
I heard it was very good and not the way that the trailer was portrayed. So
okay.
So I heard that. You know, of course, people got, you know, the portrayal wrong.
Right.
So you need to see the movie to see the thing. But I heard it was good in that sense.
I don't know. I think everyone wants to be offended by something on most days.
Well, yeah, that's a completely different topic altogether.
What are we offended by today?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think weight is a problem. Like, one, there's like the health problem of it. Like, sometimes like people have health problems and they've like gained or lost weight for whatever reason. And like what Sam said, like with the mental health issue, is that a lot of times people do eat their feelings. Like, I've had conversations with people, you know, like even my own relationship, my boyfriend kind of tells me sometimes, like, you know, I feel kind of down, so that's why I eat. And I'm just like, but you're not happy because you're gaining weight, and now it's a vicious cycle, right? So, you know,
Like, totally.
right. And then as women, I think like we kind of get into the mode of just like, I know I personally want to like feel good about myself, but when I don't feel good about myself, like I for some reason have gained like 10 pounds and I can't get rid of it, and that's like 10 pounds over like what I'm already supposed to be losing, so it's just going in a totally bad direction. I haven't like put any pictures of myself. I don't feel like I look that different, but I don't put any pictures of myself up or anything because I'm just not like really feeling what's going on right now. And I try to stop eating pasta, but it's so delicious. But like, I don't feel good about myself, so I don't like really make an effort when I like get up and get dressed and go out. And in my relationship, then it's just like when it comes to like sexy time or whatever, I'm kind of just like, eh. You know, and unfortunately, that's kind of like the same position my boyfriend's in now. Like, he's not really happy that he gained weight. So, and we've kind of like, at least we communicate with each other. Like, we know why things are the way they are.
Yeah.
But it sucks that it's like that way. And it's so hard to, like, motivate yourself in the other direction.
Yeah, totally. I completely agree. Because, and I think communication is great. Because I'm able to communicate with my boyfriend a lot more than I ever did, like with my ex-husband, and it's one of those things where I've actually been diagnosed with a binge eating disorder now. So that's something that's just not really understood by anybody, because everyone sort of looks at you and says, "Well, you've clearly not got an eating disorder because you're fat." It's like, okay.
Wow.
So. But like it is sort of, you know, affecting our intimacy, and you don't always feel like you want to sort of be
sexy
like,
or
naked.
intimate,
and,
yeah.
Like there's only so much that your partner can do for you, like, to make that feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you know, my boyfriend does everything. He's amazing. He's fabulous. But it's sort of like a personal thing. And I think also with me, so when I met him, I weighed a lot less than I do now. And sometimes it's quite a scary thing to think about of, like, well, it's almost like I've tricked him into loving me and then gained a load of weight, and now he's kind of stuck with me. And he might not think I'm attractive anymore, but he's not going to say anything because he loves me. But I've, like, tricked him into, like, you know, and it's, I know that's probably not true, and it's a really, like, bad way of thinking, but it's one of those things that I think I don't think I'm going to be the only person who thinks that.
No, I was just going to say, please don't think you're alone in that, because
no, not at all.
That's definitely a thought that I've had. Like, to be honest with you, like, I know that my girlfriend, now I'm a lesbian, I know that my boyfriend likes bigger women. So sometimes, like, I joke around with him and I'm like, oh, I'm not big enough for you, you know? And then he'll be like, no. And then when I get upset and I'm just like, oh, like, I feel like I've gained weight. And he's like, babe, you're fine. You're beautiful, you know? And then I'll be like, oh, well, that's okay. Like, you like big girls anyway. And he's just like, no. He's like, I love you for you. You know, he's like, I don't care what you are. He's like, the only time, like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, why don't you go to the gym and get a trainer? He's like, because you were saying you wanted to do that. And he's like, the only reason I say that to you is because you complain so much about your weight, which is the same conversation I have with him. You know, I'm like, babe, come on, let's go for a walk. Let's go to the gym. And he'll be like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, then don't bitch about your weight because, you know, and then, like, sometimes, like, I'll get mad at him. Like, I cooked a healthy meal the other night and he was joking around. Like, he likes to see my reaction, and he was like, oh, what do you want for, I was like, what do you want for dinner? And he's like, let's get KFC. I'm like, no. And then I was like, I'm making fish and vegetables. So I made fish and vegetables. And then my roommate comes home. He's like, yo, guys, I got KFC. Does anybody want any? I was, like, sitting on the couch, like, roasting. And my boyfriend's like, you're so mad, aren't you? He's like, look at your face. He's like, you're so pissed. And I'm like, no, because, like, I know you have no self-control. And to be honest, like, I just don't like KFC. But, like, let's say he came home with, like, something I did like. If he was like, oh, chocolate cupcakes, I'd be like, fuck this, let's go. You know?
Totally.
But it's hard. And, like, you feel so self-conscious. Like sometimes I just want to put, like, on a nice dress and, like, look right in it. And, like, be presentable next to my man.
Look right. For you.
For me, like, sometimes I just don't feel like I mean, I'm 4'11" and I weigh way too much. So, like, I don't look right in my clothes, and not to mention that, like, all my weight goes to my stomach. So sometimes people are like, oh, are you pregnant, or what do you do? And, like, now that I can't get pregnant, I will fucking stab somebody.
Right.
Like, I can't tell you how many times in college, and when I was, like after college when I was working, I can ask April. Like, I remember we used to have to go to the psych hospital to go visit people, and I remember one of, like, the orderlies or somebody came up to me. He's like, yo, shorty, you pregnant? And I was like, no, it's pasta, dude, chill. Like, that's just, like, where my weight goes. Like,
right.
It's terrible. I have, like, skinny legs, skinny arms, big boobs, and a stomach.
And that's weird. Was he, like, trying to, like, holler at you? Like, that's a weird line. Hey, yo, shorty, you pregnant? Like, how about if you said yes? Like, what happens after that?
And then, like, I remember in college, too, this dude was like, oh, are you pregnant? And I was like, no. He's like, oh, when did you have the baby? I was like, what? I'm 19, dude. And you know what? Part of it is posture, because I stand like my mother does, like with my hand on my hip and my back arched with my stomach sticking out. And I have all my weight in my stomach. And, I mean, it's just not a good thing. But right. And it's very hard to, like, deal with. You know, some mornings I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I feel like I might have lost weight today. And I'll step on the scale and I'll be like, nope, you've lost 0.3 of a pound. Ounces.
Is that accurate? That's awesome.
Yeah, I have a Nokia scale. It, like, tells you everything. It tells you how much water you have in you, how much muscle mass you have.
That's dope.
My muscle mass is not much. They're like how much fat you are, what's your BMI. It's not good to know sometimes, but which is why I know I've gained weight. But I feel you. I think it's like, for me, it's not so much about society. Like, for me, I know that I don't care about what society finds to be pretty or attractive or fit. I just know what I feel for myself. but it's just hard. But I also know like how it affects the relationship, where you kind of sit there and you're like, oh, maybe he doesn't find me attractive anymore, or he's not grabbing my ass like he used to, or whatever, But like in my situation, like me and my boyfriend have gotten so comfortable in our relationship that we've both gained weight, and he's told me that like for him it's just that he doesn't feel sexy because he's gained weight. And then he'll like show me pictures of like when he was in college or like his college years, and he was like freaking like skinny and buff and had muscles, and he's like, I used to like lift weights and everything, and he'll be like, oh, I was so hot, and I'm just like, okay, well, let's work on it together, like let's do it together. But he's like kind of like just like discouraged as well. Even his best friend told me, she's like, he told me that you were mad at him because you guys like were having like issues about him like feeling like sexy and stuff like that, and he's basically knows it's because he's gained weight that he doesn't feel like that anymore. Because things used to be like a lot different. He used to be like, let's make out, let's like be all over each other, and like it was to the point where I was like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like I'm not that affectionate. I mean, I am affectionate, but now it's like me who's like, baby, love me, kiss me. And he's just kind of like, I'm not happy with myself. And I'm just like, I get it, but we still have to love each other. I mean, we do love each other, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's a weird place to be in. Does your boyfriend ever like say anything to you, or like he's just like really supportive of everything?
Yeah, he's like really supportive, and like he kind of, I've told him everything of like this journey I've been on to getting like this diagnosis, and it's been like crazy. And he's really supportive. He's really lovely, but I know that he worries about me, and like that almost is like an extra pressure of like, because I know that he's really worried about me, and my mum's really worried about me, and it's like, oh, I've got other people worrying about me, and this is stressful, and it's just, I feel like it creates difficulties with like really like small stuff that it shouldn't do. Like we went on holiday to Croatia last year, like I think it was July time, and we had a really good time, and it was like stupid hilly, like ridiculous, like having to walk up and down hills like all day. And if you'd asked me to do that now, I wouldn't be able to do it. And that makes me feel like really bad because I was slow enough already. And he's 6'3", really skinny, really fit, like walks really fast because he's got stupid long legs. And it's like, okay. So he was like so patient with me then, and like helped, like waiting for me, and like he walks really slow. But like we used to go for walks and stuff, and that's something that he really likes to do. But at this point, I've had to say to him, like, I'm really sorry, like, it's not that I don't want to go, but it hurts to walk at this point. It's like my ankles hurt, and my knees hurt, and my hips hurt, and my back hurts. Right. So it's just not something that I enjoy doing anymore. And I feel bad about that. Because, like, we're not doing as much stuff that he wants to do.
Are you seeking any treatment or anything?
Yeah, so I'm speaking to... I've done various things, but at the moment I've got a specialist binge disorder person that I'm seeing. So hopefully that will help. But like I've done hypnosis. That didn't really work. The lady was lovely, but no, that didn't really work. So I've done private sort of counselling stuff. I've done loads of counselling throughout my life. And it's a really hard thing to get on top of, I think.
Right, yeah.
Because it's not like smoking. You can just go cold turkey or, wean yourself off. Like, you always have to eat. You can't go through life without eating.
Right.
So it's one of those things that I think is quite difficult to kick. And with the emotional stuff, right. I've got a lot of stuff that I just have had so much practice not having to deal with. That actually the thought of trying to sort of fix this in a way is a massive fear for me in itself, because it's like, this is my coping strategy, and this is how I've lived my life. And and like got through so much crap, and it's actually quite scary to think of what I'm going to do if I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a weird sort of catch-22 of like, I'm worried about how much weight I'm putting on, but then the thought of not being able to do those behaviours is like, makes me really anxious.
I guess you have to find something safe to kind of replace it with. And that's the therapeutic part, is like finding something that, I mean, obviously you're not going to like smoke crack instead, but like, you know, I honestly don't even know. I've never actually dealt with that side of therapy, so I'm not really sure what they recommend. But I know that they do recommend something, obviously, you know, because like your emotions are kind of like a trigger, and then it triggers you to eat. So sometimes like I don't even know if I'm really hungry, or I'm just like feeling bad about something, and I'm like, oh, totally. Food will fix this. Like anytime I feel,
I often know I'm not hungry. I'm just like, I've just had my tea. I'm clearly not hungry, but oh well.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully it's something that like, you know, you can kind of work through and then kind of replace the eating with something else, or, you know, something safer, or something that's like less, you know, less of a effect on your body, I guess, you know. But I get it. I mean, I totally get it. I mean, Martina, you're not. I mean, do you ever feel like self-conscious about your weight? Because you're like a fairly skinny dude.
Absolutely, because I think that would have been a surprise for everybody. I mean, I'm super skinny, and a lot of people say that I'm a string bean, and which is pretty accurate.
How tall are you?
What?
How tall are you?
6'1".
Okay.
Yeah, 6'1", and I'm 20 to 25 pounds underweight. Mm-hmm. So, and I've always been this way. I can never. I remember when my mother was telling me this, that like, I've never had an appetite. I almost died when I was born.
Oh my God.
I just can't attain an appetite. So that's like a kind of a running joke with my extended family. You know, like sometimes they'll come over and say, "Hey, did you eat yet?" before even saying hi and stuff. So, and I remember when I would go to I remember when I was getting tailored for a friend of mine's wedding a while ago. Like even the tailor made a joke about, you know, my weight and, you know, my size and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely self-conscious. I don't of the times that I do go to the beach, I don't go to the beach. I remember only going there because my ex-fiance loved going to the beach.
Didn't you come to the beach with us once?
A very long time ago. Yeah, you and Sabrina. Mm-hmm. But I don't go to the beach.
Right.
But if I do, my shirt is not coming off. I keep it on because I'm just self-conscious about my body, and I do want to get bigger. I don't want to get like buff or whatever, but just I guess whatever my weight is supposed to be, I'll be fine with that. But yeah, that's a big thing, and I'm trying to find ways to fix that. But yeah, that's one thing, and also relationship wise. My ex fiance was a plus size girl, and that was just different for me because she was the complete opposite of what I was just normally attracted to. Mm-hmm. So I thought that wasn't even, that it wasn't gonna work. I remember our first date very vividly, and then, you know, I saw her from afar, and I was like, "Is that her?" I was like, "All right, whatever. I mean, I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this." You know, but like she was so adorable, like, you know, like face wise and everything. So it's just like, oh my gosh, like she's so super cute. And then, you know, it just trailed from there. And then she's the one who actually, I mean, inadvertently, but she's the one who opened myself up to look at plus size women as like an option, you know? So like now all I see, I mean, not that I took away the beauty that, you know, I normally like, but I've added plus size chicks, and I follow a lot of plus size chicks on Instagram, and I'm just like, oh man, this person looks hot, and all that stuff. So so there was that. But yeah, she was very self-conscious as well. I remember we would joke with each other saying that, like, you know, if we ever like got into the fight, you kick my ass, right? You know what I'm saying? Because she was just, you know, just bigger than me, and I was skinny. And but at the same time, she would just be like your boyfriend, Jen, where it was like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym or whatever. And I was like, and I never wanted to give a suggestion and her implying that, yeah, you need to lose weight. You know, like I never wanted to do that. So I was so scared to say, well, you know, you need to stop complaining. Go to the gym and stop complaining. You know, I never wanted her to be like, yo, you fat ass. Like, I don't want to date you anymore. Like, no, I mean, obviously I wanted to marry her. So I had no problem with her weight. But if she wanted to lose weight on her own volition, go right ahead.
Right.
But I liked her as is. But she was self-conscious as well. Because she thought that I would like leave or something like that, and I don't know, because I was so quote unquote fit, you know, it kind of, you know, like we looked kind of weird with each other. We looked like, I mean, what's the joke? The number 10, you know, we look like that. So yeah, so she was self-conscious as well. Yeah.
I think that's probably quite similar to like my relationship now. But what I find it really bizarre that even like, I know that you're family, but like, why do people think it's okay to comment on anyone's weight ever? I just find it really bizarre.
Oh, my family?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
like even just random people, like the tailor.
Oh yeah, well yeah, the tailor. I mean, what can you do? Like, what was I gonna do? Like, kick him in the face while he was down there, like measuring my balls? You know what I mean? So I mean, I like I said, it's just a running joke because that's how I've always been when I was small, just like a skinny person. And then when I was around 13 or 14, I shot up like 2 or 3 like inches. I remember that. It was summer 94. Summer 94, I just like shot up. Like my mom was so pissed because she had to buy like 3 like new sizes of jeans in one summer. She was like, "What the hell? Like stop growing." And that's when it really like happened. I was like super skinny. Well, I am still skinny, but I was super skinny, and that's just like the joke. Like, yeah, Martini, yeah, he doesn't eat. Don't even offer him food. He doesn't eat.
I've seen you eat though.
What happened?
I've seen you eat.
Yeah, but that's
I'm like really jealous of like what you can eat. Like you've got like these giant like milkshakes, burgers, fries.
But that's the other thing too. I have an extremely high metabolism,
Pass some of that shit over here.
So I can't gain weight even though I want to. You know, so like I would have to probably eat an absorbent amount of shit just to gain, well, just to get to what I want to get to. You know, and maybe that might be like clinically not clinically not possible, but like bad to consume that much at once.
One of my friends actually, he's really skinny, and he's always sort of wanted to like bulk up. And he actually told me that he did a diet where he ate, I think it was nothing but junk food, and like McDonald's and KFC and all that, like really high fatty food, right, for I think it was 2 weeks, and he actually ended up losing weight.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Just like what?
Losing weight and getting high cholesterol. Wow. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're totally right though, Sam. Like a lot of people, like, you know, obviously who don't even know you, like make comments about people's weight or, you know, like just in general. And I think it's always something that's like shouldn't be said. Like I think that there's like certain rules of things you should not say. You should never ask a woman if she's pregnant, or, you know, did you gain weight, or do you want to? Aren't you guys getting married? Do you guys want more kids? I feel like there's just questions that like I know that everyone has like these dying. What's the word? Like these, they just need to know. Yeah. But I just feel like some things are just like should be like left to your imagination, just not for you to know. People are like, oh, how much do you weigh? Really? Nah, we're not playing that game. We're just not. But
I mean, this goes to it. I mean, it's kind of off topic, but in wrestling, where they will, let's say two men will fight for a championship, right? So before they'll say the name and, you know, where they're from, and then they'll say, you know, weighing 225 pounds, blah, blah, blah. But when it's like the women doing for a championship, they'll say the town, where they're from, their name, but they won't say the weight. And I was like, that's interesting.
That's cool, though.
I never not to say that they shouldn't, but I was just like, oh snap, they don't say the weight of the woman. I was like, that's interesting.
I think for UFC they just have, is it like a weight class maybe? like featherweight.
Oh
or...
yeah, I doubt that they say the. Well, do they? Well, you watch a lot of UFC. Do they
really
say?
watched in a while.
Yeah, but do they say the weight though, or no? Of the women.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because I know they say for the guy.
Height, reach.
I know they say for the guy.
I don't know if they do, but I mean that's good that like some people are actually like taking notice of like what you should or should not say.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't even know why it needs to be on my driver's license. They'll be like, you said you weighed 120. Oh yeah, on our driver's license it says height and weight. I lie every time.
Well, next time they'll arrest you. That's not good. Not playing.
They'll be like, "Damn, this bitch gained weight." I'm like, "Yes, like, yes, I did. Fuck you."
What?
What? Sam like really in shock. Yeah, it says weight. It says weight on the driver's license, right?
I'm checking mine right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it says height and weight.
I know it definitely says height because I get saucy when they get my height wrong. So
damn,
I do. See, and my height is wrong on here.
How tall does it say you are?
5'10". It
5'10".
It doesn't say weight on mine. Yeah, I'm 6.
Does it?
I'm 6'1".
I could have swore we had to write down your weight on your driver's license.
I don't know. It could be on yours. It could be on the women. That's messed up.
Oh,
if it was,
maybe it's New Jersey.
True. Yeah, you're right.
I have to go check my. I don't know where it is. It's in the car. Oh, it's right out the door. I'll go get it in a second.
But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really do appreciate you sharing your story though, Sam. Like, I mean, and just know that like all these things are possible to get through, and like, you know, you seem like a pretty strong-willed woman, so I don't think that you'll have a problem with it. And I mean, I can't tell you like not to like stress about what your boyfriend says, because I know sometimes like I have those thoughts too. But like, I think like, you know, if you have a decent dude, like what I would tell anybody is like, you know, you have a decent dude if like he's being supportive, but like if it ever came to the day where he's just like, yeah, you've gained too much weight, I don't want to be with you, which would be like absolutely fucking shitty, like you don't need him anyway. That's pretty much what it comes down to. You know what I mean? But it seems like he's not on that path. Like, don't feel like you don't feel like you tricked him. I mean,
speaking of that, that reminds me of that that meme that I've seen a while ago, like where where it's a bride and a groom, and the bride is hugging the groom, and she's like, "Great, now I can get fat because you know she's married now."
I actually read this article the other day. I don't know if I posted it on Bed Love Beyond or not, but it said that like couples that are overweight are happier.
Oh really?
And it said something to the effect of like, you know that you're in a happier relationship if you've gained weight. I mean,
I'm just trying to see. I'm not to say I'm disagreeing with it. I'm just trying to see where that correlation comes from.
I was at the not my skinniest, but I was at the skinniest like in life when I dated the table flipping boy and water boy and the ghoster.
Okay.
You know why? Because I was miserable.
and he was at his fittest while you were going on with him too, Super Ghoster.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Not his fittest.
Well, no.
Let me just tell you.
No, you're right, because you showed me pictures of him.
Super Ghoster used to be fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
I didn't get that guy. I got after. But I liked him anyway until he turned out to be an asshole. Yeah. I hope you're listening, fucker.
Whoa.
Since he comments on everything.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Good Lord. But yeah, so it was not at all hard to find topics. I mean, articles on this stuff, and I even found comments too, specifically, and it was so weird.
While you're reading that, I'm gonna go check my license.
Okay, fine. So it was really interesting where just this morning I found 3 people that I follow that had to do something with body image. So there was one woman named Vera Bambi. She's a famous cosplayer, and it was weird because she really like vamps up her style, like, you know, really like wild makeup and like very, well, not gothy, but sometimes she dresses gothy. But this morning I was watching her story on IG, and you know, she was just very fresh face. You know, she like just woke up or whatever, and she was like, "Hey guys, whatever, like how you doing? You know, I'm gonna start my day." And then she was like, "Oh my God, guys, don't look at me, I'm ugly." And then like it went to like the next thing. It went to the next story, and then she put on a dog filter, and she was like, "Okay, this is gonna have to do before I put on my makeup. And I was like, man, like she's really like self-conscious because she looks super pretty, fresh face. I mean, she looks whatever. She looks super hot when she gets her makeup on, but like she looked good just regularly. But she was like, no, you must not look at me, like without the makeup. And I thought that was just very interesting. And there was another cosplayer named OMG Cosplay. And she wrote on her on one of her pictures, she was like, I love the way that soft tummies look on other people, but I have a hard time accepting it on myself. I hate the way my stomach folds when I sit down. I still struggle with extreme body what?
Dysmorphia?
Thank you. No, not dysmorphia. The other one. Dysphoria, sorry. From my eating disorder. It's a lot better, but it's still hard. If you struggle with body image issues, you're definitely not alone. Let's appreciate soft tummies together. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then there's this last one by Tess Holiday. This is a plus size model that I follow, and she's an American. She's an American plus size model, and she became the first size 22 supermodel to gain wide attention. So she's 5'3", and her measurements are 52, 49, and 59. And she was talking about this app called PipCam, and it's a photo maker where it actually, you take a picture of like you, and it shrinks you down to make you look skinny. So she was very pissed about that, and she wrote on her page, she says, an app that has nearly 50,000 downloads was dumb enough to steal photos of myself and 2 other plus-size women and use them for this nonsense. I'm sharing this because I want to address a few things. First of all, the fact that anyone thinks that it's okay to market this to anyone is appalling. But like, come on, y'all. Secondly, why is Instagram not regulating the sponsored content like this? In a world of paid content, flat tummy teas, appetite-suppressing lollipops, it's important for me to tell y'all that I have and will never partner with a brand or do paid content unless I genuinely use it or would recommend it to my best friend. I've been offered crazy amounts of money to sell y'all all kinds of things like teeth whitening, which doesn't work, weight loss products that are dangerous, etc. But that's me. To each their own. Lastly, never let anyone make you feel like you need to alter your appearance or who you are. You are enough. You are worthy of love in your current body, whatever that body looks like. As for this bogus app, my lawyers will be sliding in your DMs, boo. Hashtag F your beauty standards. And that's what she created a long time ago because she just hated that only Victoria's Secret models will be like praised for their looks, and she wants people like her size to be looked at as well. So
yeah, totally. I like Tess Holiday because she actually looks more typically what you would find like in this. If you were like walking around the street and you're like plus size people, she looks a lot more like them.
Yes.
You see like plus size models, and you're like, okay, but you're like, you've just got big boobs and a big bum and a flat tummy.
Right.
Like,
right.
That's not actually what people who struggle with their weight
look like.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, she's really pretty. I didn't know who she was.
Tess Holiday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's super pretty. Yeah, I remember she was doing a book signing a couple months ago in New York City, and I really wanted to go, but I chickened out because I really wanted to meet her. But yeah, she's cool people. So yeah, there's a lot of people that I follow that are just like that, and
I'm gonna follow her.
They should definitely be looked at just like any other attractive female. Like they're attractive too. F it.
That is true though. Instagram does have like a lot of like. I mean, you always see like your favorite reality stars promoting a flat tummy tea or whatever the case may be, or you know what I'm saying, or some kind of whatever. A lot of people are talking about everyone who's been pregnant, like, oh, yo, check their snapback game. Like, this is a thing?
Yeah.
So what if I have a baby and I'm not, like, in shape again? Like, then my snapback game is whack? Fuck you.
Or, like... I
just gave fucking birth to life.
Or did you hear about Kim Kardashian getting slammed for that? For selling the appetite-suppressing lollipops?
No, but I can imagine.
Yeah, it was on Instagram. and maybe like a week ago. It was on her Instagram, and people were just like, "What? I can't believe you're doing this. What are you marketing to young women and blah blah blah?" And I can't believe you do something like this. I don't know what her reply was, or I don't know if she took it down or whatever, but she was hawking them, all right. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think media and social media makes it like very much easier.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate the women out there who are not typical celebrity-esque, model-esque people who, you know, are kind of like, this is who I am and I'm happy with it and I love it and you should too. Mm-hmm. Even though that's hard sometimes, but I appreciate when they promote those people.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you don't feel like you're missing out on something. You know, a lot of clothes now are kind of like being not adjusted, but like, you know, geared towards people of plus size and stuff like that, which is
Fashion
nice.
Nova.
I mean, Fashion Nova is just for fucking reality celebrity people.
No, but I
don't get Fashion Nova.
They have plus size wear as well.
Do they? I don't know. See,
No,
I can't even fit in plus size wear. I need like midget, like plus
little people.
Sorry, little people plus size wear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need like Spanx. They don't even work on me. I look like pregnant in Spanx too. It's terrible.
Oh boy.
And then
oh my god, me too.
And then they roll down. It's just not good.
Oh my god, don't.
Pro tip: don't wear Spanx.
Like, office wear, like I get really stressed about like interviews and stuff because I just can't feel comfortable in what I'm wearing because like the stuff that they make for plus size people just never fits properly and just always looks bad.
Do you guys have Lane Bryant?
Sorry?
Do you guys have Lane Bryant out there?
No.
Really? Oh, Lane Bryant is like sizes 12 to...
It's a plus size.
12 to 22 or 12 to 20 something. But it's all plus size. I mean, I used to actually wear their Lane Bryant jeans because they made them in short. It was like the only jeans that really fit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have like specific plus size shops, but they're just, I don't know, they don't seem to be really good with like office wear.
Right.
So whenever I go to an interview, I get really like self-conscious as well about like, and I always feel like, especially if there's no one that's like a bit overweight on the panel, I always feel like, well, they like there's gonna be a preconceived opinion of what they think I'm gonna be like that I think thinner people wouldn't have to worry about. So.
Well, I mean, I guess you just have to kind of like, I guess it takes a while to get there, and I don't know that I'm there every day, but I would say that I feel like a little bit more confident about it. Like, I know, like, when it comes to, like, my craft and, like, what I do, like, I know what I'm talking about for the most part.
Yeah.
So I kind of just go in there like, this is what it is, whatever. So, you know, but I get the being comfortable part of it, but I mean, I guess if you go in there and you're like, I know who I am, I know what I'm bringing to the table, I can come in here in a freaking footy pajamas, and you guys would have to, like, you know, respect this. Yeah, but I know it's hard to get there in your head, you know what I mean? But I totally get it. I've been wearing black stretchy pants for, like, 3 days now. So, yeah. Thank God I work from home. Nobody needs to see this.
This just popped into my head, and I didn't want to forget it because April was talking about it, I believe, a couple episodes ago. Sam, what is the back of a car called?
A boot.
Ah, so she was right.
Yeah.
It was a boot. Okay.
That was random.
No, I was like, oh my God, I remember now. I don't want to forget. So, sorry. You guys were all serious.
I was like, what did April say?
Yeah. So you guys call it a trunk?
Yeah, trunk, yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
I was just going to say weird about the boot.
Yeah.
I need to learn more like London lingo, and then I need to go there.
I remember seeing a video. It was really cool because an American girl was dating a British guy, and he used his words, and she would get frustrated. You know, but it was funny. She's like, what did it say? It's like, it's an apartment. And she's like, it's a flat. And no, he's like, it's a flat. And like all this stuff. And yeah, that's right. It was like trunk, boot. So it was a funny video. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, British people also are very, we can be quite veiled in what we say. So, it's really strange because when I was in America, it just really brought it home of like certain things that British people say that mean something completely different to what you've actually said. So like, I don't know, I can't think of anything. So like with respect, it's like nah. With the utmost respect is like with no respect at all, which I'm being polite.
Okay.
Or like, there's actually a really funny story. Where I worked gave us uniforms. So one of the uniforms was like this bright red top, and my boss was like, "Oh Sam, you look so cute in that color," and I was like, "Well, you wouldn't lose me in a crowd." She literally got so upset. She was like, "Oh, why don't you just take the compliment and like, you always put yourself down." I was like, "No, I'm just British."
That's funny.
Are you coming back to the States anytime soon?
I don't have any immediate plans to. I'm gutted.
All right.
I have no money either. I'm a student.
I have no money either.
Yeah, student kind of does that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of them in it. But no, it's crazy. And like, I think the worst American word that I get if people say it over here is like pants. Like I need to put my pants on.
You guys say trousers?
Yeah, trousers or jeans.
Oh.
But here pants are like underwear.
Oh, like underpants. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what are knickers?
They're also underwear.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
She's like, also underwear. Are you confused yet?
You do like a whole podcast on like, so what's this in like over there and what's this?
Right. Yeah.
Because like you guys have faucets,
Wait,
whereas
what?
we have taps.
Oh, yeah.
And like lift, elevator.
Yeah. Yeah. Lift.
Loads of things.
I need to go to London. I need
Yeah,
to find,
no, I'm to Birmingham.
I need to find Idris.
He's taken. So are you.
Oh, yeah.
More importantly, Jen's taken.
Yeah, right? Jeez. Yeah, go with your man. Start setting
He
it up.
said he's never been to London. He's been to Amsterdam and like some other places. But I was like, oh, maybe if we get married, we'll go. But we're never getting married, so.
Do you have to get married to travel?
No, but I feel like if we're going to spend that much money on anything, it should be for a honeymoon.
Oh, I get it.
You know what
Got
I mean?
you. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
while we're still dating, we can go to, like, Florida. Or maybe to Missouri, to the Titanic Museum.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like you should come visit, and then you were like, if we go on honeymoon, I was like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Double international date. I like it.
yes.
That's awesome. You should do it.
Well, obviously, if I have any plans to go to London, the first person I'm calling is Sam. I'll be like, I'm coming.
That's awesome.
See you at Heathrow.
That's cool.
But do you have anything else that you read on the interwebs?
Yeah.
Anything you want to share? Or?
That's what I'm kind of looking over. But I think you guys hit the point of what we're talking about. So
I think it's a hard thing. I think that
I'll just put it on the website.
Many companies like don't make it easier to lose weight. Like the idea of fast food and fast service and quick meals and just the way time happens to work. It's very hard to lose weight. Like I don't know if you guys have like meal delivery services. Like we have them here. Like so now I started doing it like where you get like a box of meals. I get 3 meals every week sent to my house. So it's like 3 healthy meals that I can like cook for me and my boyfriend. And they're like portioned out properly. Sometimes we're like hungry still after we eat them, but we try to just like drink water or, snack on something healthy. And it was helping for a while, but then like it's just like as soon as you go back to like, oh, let's just order a pizza or get some Chinese food takeout, like it's like all your progress just is shot to shit. And just like the way things are with like everyone's busy lives, sometimes it's easier just to do like a quick takeout or something, and it sucks that it's kind of like become like that. Like I know people who go to like foreign countries and lose weight because in other countries like they cook their food fresh.
What is it? Forks Over Knives. That documentary.
I didn't watch it. I can't watch those documentaries because like then for a week I want to be vegan and then I realize that it's hard and I try not to eat meat and then I'm crying on my bedroom floor like I need something and it's just like well, I can't do it.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it either, but it's not as bad as like the other ones. But like Forks Over Knives, like they said, like in the East, like just plant-based food, and they just.
Do you know how hard that is, though?
Oh, I'm sure it is, but the thing is, like they don't get like hypertension, the thyroid, thyroid, like all that stuff is because of what we eat,
Right.
and it's just crazy. Like they don't get half the diseases that we get.
Like a lot of people here have like celiac disease where they're allergic to like wheat and stuff. I swear that I'm allergic to wheat, but my doctor said no. Like I took the test 3 different times and they're like, you're not allergic to anything. And I'm like, sometimes when I eat certain like breads, like mostly like white breads, I get like really sick to my stomach, like nauseous, and like I can't digest it. But and like if I have like I feel like if I have like one roll, I gain like 5 pounds. Mm-hmm. But then it's like if I don't eat bread for like a whole week or something, like I'll lose weight. But then as soon as I eat it again, I'll gain weight. Mm-hmm. And then if I don't have carbs for like a really long time, I literally feel like my body goes through like a withdrawal. I become like a very nasty person. I also become nasty when I'm hungry. I'm not a nice person when I'm hungry.
Yes, there's been many podcasts where you're like, can we end this? I'm fucking hungry.
Something is majorly wrong with me.
Yeah.
That is so normal. Everyone gets hungry.
Yes.
Right. Here's a question that I posed to the both of you, because this happened to my ex-fiance as well, is that how can we, if we can, convince ourselves that we can be loved? Because sometimes we'll say, because you said it earlier, Jen, where your boyfriend would be like, oh, I don't feel attractive and blah, blah, blah. But he's saying that to his girlfriend. It's not like he's alone. You know what I'm saying? Or like single and lonely in the basement. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter. I'm not single and lonely, and sometimes I feel like that. I personally.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Right, but I mean sometimes I personally I try to, and it's not that I don't mean it, but like I'll just like randomly be like, oh, I love you, you're so handsome, like, and I do find him attractive, obviously, but like, I'll like.
But that's what I mean, obviously.
I mean, I'll just like I'll make sure I pay him extra compliments so that he can feel like a little bit better about himself, And that's not really necessarily why I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing it for that reason, and because I mean it.
Right.
But, like, sometimes I think he'll do, like, the same thing to me. Like, oh, you look really pretty today. Or he'll always be like, oh, you smell good. I'm like, it's just shampoo. Calm yourself.
But is it, do you think it's because you guys aren't reciprocating that because it's not your love language?
Probably. I mean, that could be a possibility. But, like, I do want to tell him, like, to make him feel good. Like, we both do, like, little things for each other. Yeah. Like the other day I wrote him a card. I went and bought him a card at like Hallmark and wrote it out for him, and it was kind of like a partial like apology for like being like on his ass about the marriage thing, but it was also kind of like a like
way to go.
It was also kind of like I know you're scared, but I'm holding your hand throughout all of this.
That's dope.
So like he was really appreciative of it, and sometimes like I was telling him what the hell is that song? Try a Little Tenderness. Love that song. So we were listening to it on like Google Play Music. Haha. They're not sponsoring us. I just like them. I was listening to it on Google Play Music, and then like he was like, oh, he's like, who sings that song that you like? And he's like, I forget. And then I guess he realized that he had the record at his house, and he went and he like dug it up and brought it back, and he like put it on, and like we like slow dance in the kitchen. We're kind of gay like that. Gay as in happy. So I just didn't offend anybody. So like we try to do like little things like that for each other, so that kind of like makes you feel like, okay, even though I'm unhappy about my weight and he's unhappy about his weight, we know that we like love each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate when sex has to be like a conversation. Like, should we have sex tonight? Like,
Oh,
I hate that.
Oh.
But like, I also understand that like part of it now is because like we're both not like really happy about the way we look. I mean, we know that we love each other and we're attracted to each other, but you know, I'm just trying to wait for like the motivation for us both to kind of.
Right. But that sound. I mean, not to harp on your thing, but like when it gets to that point, it almost sounds like it's maintenance sex.
No,
you know, just like,
it's
just
more like an acknowledgement.
do
like,
it.
it's more like an acknowledgement, like, oh man, like we're not as intimate as we used to be, and I've noticed. Not even that like it bothers either one of us per se, just that like you know that you're supposed to be, and you know that you're not, but you know why you're not. Like it's not because we don't love each other anymore.
Oh yeah, I know
or
that.
It's not because we're not attracted to each other anymore. It's just because we're both like really unhappy about the way that we look, and neither one of us are doing anything about it right now. But so Sam, what would you say?
Yeah, I definitely agree with like verbalizing stuff and sort of paying compliments. So if I'm feeling like a bit I know that if I tell my boyfriend, like, he will consciously, I don't know if I know he's doing it like because I feel crap, but he'll be like, oh, you look so beautiful, and like he'll be extra cuddly and stuff, and he'll almost be a bit like, he'll almost be like more keen to like have sex, I think I don't know, so like just to kind of prove that he still wants me and stuff.
Right.
So I mean, you know, that is great, and I really appreciate that he does it. I just wish he didn't have to, because like it'd be nice if I could just be like, yeah, let's go.
He doesn't have to. That's the thing. Like, he definitely doesn't have to. Like, he's doing it because he loves you, and he's trying to like make you feel good and confident about yourself and about the relationship, which is really awesome.
Yeah, he's the best. But like, it definitely makes a difference as to like what sort of like intimate acts you can do, though, I think.
Yeah.
As well, which kind of makes it a little bit more difficult, I think. So like there'd be like certain things that he always used, like that he used to do, that I noticed he wasn't doing anymore. And I kind of asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh, it's because like it's really difficult because you put on weight." And I'm like, "Okay, fair." But like, yeah, as much as like it's a really hard thing to hear, like, if it's true, like, you can't, like, I don't take it personally, because if that's the truth and that's like what's actually going on, then I need to know that it's not just that he doesn't want to do it or whatnot. So and yeah, I think the main thing to like try and sort of keep the affection going, keep the like, even if like your love language isn't like touch, I definitely think when you have sort of self-esteem issues, it's always helpful to like be intimate, and not necessarily like by having sex and stuff, but
right,
like always being intimate together and like being affectionate. And I think, yeah, I definitely think in this relationship it's nowhere near as much of an issue as it would be if, say, I was still with my ex. I think if this situation had happened, I was with my ex, it would be like the most difficult situation. But in the relationship I'm in, like, I know that he loves me, and I know that we're really good together, and I know that he'd never go off with anybody else. So I know it is all in my head. I know nothing is coming from him. So it does make that easier in that way. Yeah, so definitely if someone really loves you and they want to make you feel better, then they basically will just do anything that they can to do that, which I think is like the main thing with that. So
No, you're right. And speaking of being intimate as well, I remember that my ex-fiance was self-conscious of us while we had like sex. Sometimes, like for like the longest time, she wouldn't be on top because she was like, oh, I'm gonna I think I'm gonna crush you or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like you'll be fine. Like I want you to like do this. Like it'll be fine. It's quite all right. And it took her the longest time to do that. And she finally did, and she'd enjoyed it. But it was a really tough wall to break down. And I remember one time when we even went to a like a hotel or something like that, and there was like a mirror. She would not look into that mirror, like and not that I like planned it that way either. like I want a room with a mirror, like it was just there.
So like a suit, like what kind of a mirror?
Oh no, it was just it wasn't like a funhouse mirror. It was like it was
a ceiling mirror.
No, it wasn't a ceiling mirror either. It was just a mirror.
What kind of hotel was that, dude?
What a funhouse mirror?
Was that the Loop?
No, it just had a freaking mirror on the side, on the side on the wall or whatever. And like she was conscious of like looking in that because she was right there, so she would see herself and she would not like how she looked. One, she didn't like how she looked, and two, she didn't like how she looked on top of me. So she was just very like, oh, like I can't look at this, and I'm like, it's okay, it's all right. But she eventually got over that. But yeah, that really like hindered our sexual intimacy for quite a bit. So I understand.
Yeah, it's difficult, and I think like the amount of times I see myself in a full-length mirror is just ridiculous. How little I do it, because like I'll look at my face.
Yeah.
Like shoulders up is fine, but if I kind of look and I catch myself, like I can totally see, like I totally understand where she's coming from, because I sort of catch myself in a full-length mirror and I'm like, holy fuck. Is that what I look like?
Right.
And then, like, literally for seconds, like, I never look for more than a couple of seconds. And then it's just, like, a really negative feeling. And it's the thought of, like, well, everyone else sees that all the time. So that's, like, a weird thing to sort of get your head around. So I think especially, like, when you are trying to be intimate, it's like, oh, but, horrible.
Yeah, and also I remember like back in the day too, people would compare me. They don't show this on television anymore, but they used to compare me to the kids in Africa, in those Arms of the Angels not music videos. The freaking what are they called? Not PSAs. What am I trying to say, Jen?
Like what? The ads?
Yeah, the ads. When they would show like no. Remember when they would show like, oh, for 50 cents a day, you can help a child.
Oh, like,
in this sovereign country, and then like you'd see like a kid with the freaking like ribs coming out, and like there's flies all over his head. They're like, hey, look, it's your cousin or something like that. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Oh my God.
No, because I wasn't as skinny as that, but you can see my ribs protruding, definitely. So yeah, I don't know. I could look at myself in the mirror, but I'm always like, yeah, I could gain a couple pounds, like I think I'm like, yeah, I think this needs to happen. So I have been looking into things and talking to people that I can go on this however long journey it'll take for me to get there. I know it's not going to be overnight, and it has to be me too. Yeah, I need to have enough willpower to keep with the regimen and all that stuff. But I'm positive I'll get there.
Yeah, cool. Do you guys have Joe Wicks?
Have what?
I'm guessing not.
Well, go ahead.
there's this British guy called Joe Wicks.
Okay.
And he's got this whole program. It's like Lean in 15 or something.
Oh, okay.
But he does like other stuff where so it's like there's a weight loss, but there's also a muscle building weight gain.
He's on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, I just saw him on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. Cause at first I thought you said John Wick. I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good movie. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. But he seems like it's quite good because it gives recipes, but I think it's like mostly protein based, so that you can.
Oh yeah, Lean in 15, the sustain plan. 15-minute meals with workouts, you'll get lean for life.
All right. Well, Jen found it. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for that, Sam.
That's okay.
All right. Yeah. So I guess we're leaning towards the end of the topic. Is there anything you want to say, Jen?
No, just that everyone who feels like that, just to feel that you're not alone, and I think that it's more common than you think, and unfortunately, I don't think a lot of TV and media and stuff really talk about it, but it's definitely something that's important, and, you know, it's fixable. You know, like, you could gain your confidence and, you know, work on yourself inside and outside and, you know, get through it. So it's not like a final sentence of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right.
it's really about a lot of self-love. But I do think that I am acknowledging the fact that it's not easy and that it takes time and that you're not alone. That's really it. That's all I got.
Is there anything you want to say, Sam?
Just echoing what Jen said, really. Accept your worth, I think, is the most important thing, and
right.
Try and get to a place where you're not reliant on other people to make you feel worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise you like make really bad decisions, like marry Jamaican men who go and cheat on you.
Damn.
Throwback. If you don't know what Sam's talking about, listen to
episode 98.
98.
Okay. I guess to switch gears just a little bit, is there anything that since episode 98 that you want to talk about, Sam? You want to ask us any questions, or you're like, hey, I want to give my 2 cents on this, or anything like that? Or something that you wanted to ask Jen or I, and you like forgot to ask the last time, like whatever, because you know we don't do this too often. Have you on the podcast, so I want you to, you know, get your fill in.
Yeah, I'm loving the fact that there's more people writing in now.
Oh yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I totally had something to do with that.
Has your friends did you give your friends your episode, like where they're like, oh my god, Sam's on the internet?
I plugged it so much. I don't know if many have listened to it. I made one of my friends listen to it at one point. I was like, no, really listen. But
did they enjoy it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. I don't know if they've listened to it anymore. Like, I keep, like, I'll obviously plug this and be like, come on, guys, listen to the it's so good. I tried to get you on BuzzFeed as well, and they didn't pick it. I was like,
What did you put? Whoa. Okay, hold on. Why did you hawk us to BuzzFeed? Like, what did you do?
Though.
Yes, thank you.
Because it was like, we need suggestions for like the top 10 underrated podcasts or something.
Oh, okay.
So it's like an article, and I was like, I'd love Beyond.
Oh.
Totally, do it.
That's cool. Thank you for that.
It's okay. I plug it everywhere. I'm like, I don't want them to leave.
So is there anything you want to ask or something or whatever? Or you did you like any more episodes?
Yeah. The one episode with Noble got me like I got so much rage.
Oh, the MGTOW one. Okay.
Didn't we all?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Hey, they're out there.
He has that effect on women.
And yet he still entertains them.
Does he though?
Yeah, he does.
He says dating's been kind of rough since he's been in LA.
Rough, but I mean, he's still catching them.
Don't believe the hype.
Why would he need? Why would he need to
He
lie?
really thinks so.
Right. He's not gonna tell us that he's having a slow week,
Mm.
month, year, whatever.
Right. Mm.
Like he's not going out trying to pull people by saying,
He's
you
not
know what?
married.
I love you. You're good for sex,
Doesn't
but
wanna
actually
be.
everything else you do is shit. Let's be honest. Like that's not gonna get him laid.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else?
I enjoyed both Bridget's episodes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got like super psyched when I was like, oh, I got a shout out. You my boyfriend now.
Yeah. That distance thing is rough. I mean, well, not even not even the like long distance, but just like just out of reach. It's annoying, but I mean, we understand what people have been saying that, you shouldn't put a distance on love, blah blah blah. Like we get it.
Things are a lot easier that I live with my boyfriend now, though. So
Yeah, that's all. That's all they're trying to say. Like, yeah, it sucks that we can't find somebody in our zip code, but sure, it sucks that we have to go out of our way. But I guess that's what you got to do for love, right? I guess. So.
Well, I guess it must be. It's kind of different here as well because I think London is quite similar, but with London and New York, like people don't have cars, so it's like basically if you guys want to date someone in New York, you have to go to them.
Yeah.
So it's just not ideal. Whereas with me and my boyfriend, we both have access to cars.
Mm-hmm.
So we just do every other weekend. So I'll drive up, then he'll come down, then I'll drive up, then he'll come down. So
that's good.
it's more equal,
yeah.
which makes it a lot easier. But it just kind of sucks. Like sometimes you just want to come home and be able to either like have your boyfriend or your girlfriend there, or be able to like pop over and be like, well, I need a hug.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I have a friend who.
Really good.
Yeah, I have a friend who travels 2 hours, and he does the same thing that you do with your boyfriend. Like he'll go up one week, and then she'll come up the next. So they have a really good rapport, and I think they've been going out for maybe 6 or 7 months, and they're strong as hell. And this is coming from a guy who was like, fuck marriage, whatever, like F that, and he was not into like love at all. But this woman just like. Smacked him upside the head, and he was like, "Whoa!" He was so smitten, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is crazy." So he thinks she might be the one. So I'm glad about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Sam, you will definitely be asked to come back when we have something new to talk about. I don't know when that will be.
Yeah, and please, if you have anything else too, I mean, just do like you did before. Hit up Jen, and she'll let me know, and then we'll do an episode. Please don't hesitate.
Definitely. I do try and like feedback on all the episodes.
Yes, we always get your comments, and we love them.
Yeah.
Gotta keep showing the love, guys.
No, thank you very much. Like we definitely appreciate the love that we get from you. And also, I just wanted to check too. The United Kingdom is the number 3 country to listen to us. So
What's
that's
number 2?
Iran.
Really?
Yeah.
What? What up, Iran?
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
And we're small as well, so I feel like it's an even bigger achievement.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, United Kingdom, repping hard. So I like that. All right. So thank you for listening to us on Podbean, iTunes, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and
Google Play Music. Please
rate, review, like, and subscribe to us on any of the devices that you listen to. So what should we say to the audience, Jen?
I guess like if you've ever felt the way that we've discussed, or if you have any opinion on, the way things are, and the way I guess society is with weight, and how everyone's like getting my summer body ready, whatever. Write in and share with us your thoughts and feelings. Sometimes it's good to kind of have a conversation with a bunch of people to know that you're not standing in the middle of the woods by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to write to us, please write to us at bedlovebeyond@gmail.com. You can go to our website, www.bedlovebeyond.com, and you can see a lot more articles that we have that didn't get discussed in the episode. You can give us a call or text us at 201-862-8BED. That is 201-862-8233. And you can hit us up on Facebook, just like Sam does, at www.facebook.com/bedlovebeyond. You can follow us at bedlovebeyond on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. Thank you, Sam, for being on the show.
Thanks, guys. Always a pleasure.
I am Martini.
Still, Jen.
And thank you guys for listening.